Hi, I'm Robin Shilling, National Executive Director from Pennsylvania, and I am very pleased to be here today with Gretchen Thompson, who lives in Hockessin, Delaware, which, you think two states might be pretty far away, but there's really only like a little over an hour of travel distance between the two of us. Gretchen is a fairly new executive director in our organization, and she's going to talk to us today about bookings. But I want to tell you why I tapped into Gretchen for this training. In the last 3 months, Gretchen has gained 55 bookings from her shows. And we are 1 week into this month, and she has 12 bookings already. Now, that may sound like a dream to some of you, but it's a reality if you work your business like Gretchen does. But the other key component that kind of comes right along with the bookings and holding those shows is the fact that Gretchen has 19 recruits over those same 3 months. So the people she's coming in contact with not only want her to host a party, they want to become part of her Pampered Chef family. So I know what Gretchen's going to share is tried and true, and it's proven. And I know that you're going to learn a ton from this amazing leader. So Gretchen, go ahead and give us the hows, the whys, the wheres, and how to put it into play.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. And it's funny because, recruiting is really my passion. And I didn't realize how many bookings I had had until Robin reached out to me and asked me to do this. And I said, oh, yeah, I guess I have had a lot of bookings. And I know my sales have been crazy good. But, there's been a few things, and I've been in the business for 15 years, and I wasn't always at this level. But there's been a few things that I've tweaked and changed recently in the last couple of years that have really helped. And so, I'm pleased to talk about bookings because bookings are really the heart of your business. Without bookings, you have no business. So I'm going to share with you today several practical ideas for booking your calendar. But before I do that, I need to address the issue of your mindset, because if your mindset isn't right, you can do all the things. There's tons of booking ideas out there. You can do all the things and still end up with no bookings. Okay. So personally, my goal is to book 4 to 6 parties a week because, and if you haven't heard this before, it's super important. When you have 4 parties on your calendar for the week, what usually happens is you get one host who flips and decides to become a consultant, one who flops and, the host ghosts you, life happens, they cancel, whatever, and then 2 that fly. So flip, flop, fly. The 2 that fly are going to be average to great parties. They're going to help you to earn commission and all the sales incentives, which are huge, right? And the trips, which I love to earn the trips. Okay, so your calendar, your bookings are a reflection of 3 things: belief, skill, and habit. Okay. And by belief, it's the same thing as mindset. So I'll use those terms interchangeably, belief and mindset. So I'm going to start with belief. So belief is really the foundation on which your entire business is based. So just like the foundation of a house, if your belief is broken, your entire business will be unstable. Okay, so we're going to address that first. And when I talk about belief, I'm referring to many things. Okay, so belief in yourself, that you can do this, belief in our products, our hosting, and our business opportunity. So let me ask you this: when you're about to message to ask people for bookings, do you feel any of the following? Do you feel sick to your stomach? Do you feel like you're pestering people? Do you suddenly remember that the cat litter box really needs to be cleaned and you need to do that now? That's called creative avoidance. Do you feel like you need to offer extravagant giveaways for people to book? Do you feel like a slimy or pushy salesperson? Do you feel like you need to offer additional discounts over and above the host rewards? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, you have a lack of belief. And, and it's a continuum. Okay. So your belief is going to go up and down. And, nobody's belief is ever perfect, but we're always striving to have, the best belief and mindset possible. Okay. So you need to train your mind to understand that you are not a salesperson. You are a paid problem solver. Okay. So much like you might hire a plumber or contractor to provide a service, your hosts are hiring you to provide something. Okay. So what are you providing? You're providing a fun party where they're connecting with friends, and that goes for whether it's virtual or live. You're providing free products, and you're providing cooking help. Okay. Now, instead of writing you a check to pay for your services, how are your hosts paying for your service? They are paying through their time and their energy in hosting the party. So the question they're asking is it worth it? Okay. So you have to make them see and believe that it is worth their time and their energy to host. Okay. So imagine this. Imagine if your plumber called you and said, "I'm so sorry to ask you this favor, but will you let me fix your overflowing toilet for you? If you do me this favor, I'll give you a new kitchen sink too." Like, it would be ridiculous. And you'd be wondering, what's wrong with this plumber that she has to like throw in all this extra stuff when I need my toilet fixed anyway, right? So take a listen to your self talk and ask yourself how you are talking to yourself about your business. You need to change your inner monologue. And the way that you do that is to be aware, first of all, of the things that you're saying to yourself. So, do you find yourself saying the following to yourself or to anyone else? "I can't book a party to save my life. Nobody wants to book a party. I've asked everyone. People are out of work and not booking parties. There are too many consultants. All my friends have already hosted." Okay. So when that happens, and I want you to like write this down in a notebook and literally write down those words. We call them red light stories. Okay. So it's a red light. You've totally made this up in your head. You have no idea if it's true. Okay. So you're going to write that down, and then you're going to cross it out, and you're going to replace it with more affirming words. Okay. So things like, "I'm working on booking more parties," or even better yet, "I'm a booking magnet. My hosts love their parties. I'm committed to booking at least X parties per week." Whatever it is, replace those negative, those red light stories with green light stories to change your belief, and you will be amazed at the change that happens. Okay, so that's the belief. There's a lot more that I could go into with that, but know that the belief is the foundation for a good business. Now, the next of the three is habit. Okay. So one of the reasons people love our business is the time flexibility, right? But although your work hours are flexible, they are not optional. And if you want to have a successful business, you will have to work at it. Okay. So how are you scheduling your work hours? Now, I have to admit, this was a huge struggle for me for many years because I have not been out working outside of the home. I do have a busy family. We have 7 children between us. 5 of them are like what I like to say released into the wild. But 2 of them are still, they're special needs adult children. So my time is, very in high demand. I am not naturally inclined towards structure. But once I started making certain work hours mandatory, I saw a huge difference. Now, one thing that our organization has started doing that has really, really helped is regular booking blitzes. Now, we currently have 6 per week, 1 every day except Sunday. And what we do on these booking blitzes is we sit here on Zoom, just like this. We keep the sound on, and we sit here and we message people. We give everybody who shows up, we give them ideas for how, messages that they can send to ask for bookings. And then when people respond to those messages, we walk them through what to say to those objections. So when people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the time," or "No, not right now," or "My friends don't buy anything," or "I don't cook," or whatever it is, we as a group, we will help you to come up with responses. And this has really revolutionized the bookings in our entire organization. And the fact that we do it every day, it's a sacrifice because sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like getting on that Zoom. But once I do, and I see all the faces of the people that I love, and we're all working together, and sometimes stuff is happening in the background of people's houses that just cracks you up. But we are getting bookings from these work sessions. Okay. So, and the reason it's successful is a couple of things. Number one, it's a dedicated scheduled time when I know I will be working, and everybody else knows that too. Okay. Number two is just the camaraderie of knowing that you're not alone. You're with other people and you're working together, just like if you were in an office and you were working in the conference room, right? So if your organization doesn't have those, then you do one. Grab a couple of friends and just say, you know what, I'm going to hop on Zoom. We're going to send messages. We're going to book some parties. Okay. Now, so that's the habit. And the other thing is just scheduling your own time. I don't care if it's 15 minutes per day, half an hour at lunchtime, whatever it is, schedule some time for yourself to do the important work of reaching out for bookings. And this is time that you're not going to be, going to Dash and taking training and all the, other trainings that are available that are great, but you need to dedicate time to send messages to ask for bookings. Okay. Now let's get on to the skill, the nitty gritty of getting those bookings on your calendar. So I'm going to suggest some ideas for how to get bookings in a general sense, especially on social media. You need to be more of a giver than a taker. Okay. So, and give without expecting anything in return. Okay. Remember, you're a paid problem solver. So think of each relationship that you have with all of your social media friends as if it's a bank account. You need to make deposits into that bank account before you can take withdrawals. And what I mean by that is this: when you post on social media, offer value. Okay. I'm not talking about offer a 60% off product or a discount or free shipping. I'm talking about, go live with a quick tip or cooking demo. If you don't want to show your face, then just show your hands doing the work. All right. Post recipes without asking for anything. Post fun. This is so important. Post fun, engaging things that have nothing to do with Pampered Chef. Like one of my favorites is, hey, what are you binge watching on Netflix these days? Like you will get 534 responses, and you're not going to use those to message people to ask for bookings. All it does is make people see you as a fun person, and it increases your algorithm so that they're seeing more of your posts when they comment. Okay. But you do want to post often enough about Pampered Chef that your friends know you're a consultant. Okay. So two sides of that spectrum. I see people posting nothing but Pampered Chef and their friends tune them out. And then I see people posting nothing about Pampered Chef and their friends have no idea. And then they come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, my girlfriend signed up as a consultant with somebody else. And I'm like, well, maybe they didn't know you were a consultant. Avoid controversial and argumentative posts and comments. Okay, I think that goes without saying. But now then, when you ask for something, when you reach out and ask for bookings, you're going to feel good about it. Okay, so here are some nitty gritty booking ideas that have worked for me and for our organization recently. Number one, the popcorn post, I call it. And what this is you're going to do a giveaway. Okay. You're going to do a giveaway of either something that you have. Now, if you're a director and above, you probably have tons of stuff sitting around that you'd be happy to get out of your house. Like for me, I had a couple of extra popcorn makers, right? So my husband made this beautiful popcorn one night, and my hair was actually done and my makeup was on. So I said, oh my gosh, give me that popcorn. So I grabbed the popcorn and I took a selfie of myself with the popcorn and I posted it and I said, I'm going to give away a popcorn maker. All you have to do is comment on this post with how much you love popcorn and I will enter you into this drawing. Now, there is no catch, okay? There's no requirement that they are not a consultant. I don't care if they are a past host, if they are a current consultant, if they are my mother or whatever. I just want people commenting on this post, okay? And then I'm going to give it 2-3 days. I want at least like 100 comments on this post, okay? Then I'm going to go live. I'm going to draw the winner. And here's the key right here. Every person who commented who didn't win, who's not already a consultant or a recent host, I'm going to message them and say, thank you for commenting on my post. I'm so sorry you didn't win. How about I do a party for you in the next couple of weeks and I'll give it to you as a free gift anyway. Okay. I've gotten a lot of bookings from that. It's a little twist on the one that was people was were giving away the surprise boxes, which are bigger value, but you require people to host to get in the drawing, which I've done too. And that's a good one. Another one is the, if you love Pampered Chef, pick a number 1 to 25. Okay. Works, you know, you don't want to do it more than maybe once every quarter, but it's a great way to generate interest. And everybody who comments, you're going to message them and say, thank you so much for choosing number 7. To get into, you know, I'm doing a fun drawing. To get into the drawing, just let me do a fun virtual party for you. And by the way, always use the words for you. I'm doing a party for you. Okay. You're not doing a party for me. I'm doing it for you as the host. Okay. And then you're going to draw a winner for, I don't know, something, a surprise box. Okay. You don't even have to tell them what it is. It's a surprise. The 12 gifts of Christmas. I do this once every 6 months, and I take either stuff that I have sitting around. But again, if you don't have stuff sitting around that you need or want to give away, you can do this with just stuff from your kitchen. Pull out your, you know, I don't know, your own popcorn maker that you're using every single night. Okay. And you're going to use that in an example of a video. And I had 12 bags. You can do 7, you can do 10, whatever you want to do. But I had gift bags, and on the gift bags, I had a number. Okay. And I went live, and this took me a good like 20, 30 minutes. I went live and I was just showing every single one of the products. Every bag has a product in it. Okay. Now I happen to have a leftover rock crock. Okay. So I stuck that rock crock in one of those bags, and I kept saying, now somebody is going to win this rock crock that's $125 value. Okay. So the idea is I'm going live, I'm explaining, I'm talking about all these products and how much I love them and how much they are going to love them to have them. Dates for my upcoming parties. I booked 11 parties. I did that. Booked 11 parties from that. And everybody who hosted a party, some of them fell through, right? Because not everybody follows through. Everybody who had at least a $300 party, they got whatever the bonus gift was in the bag. Okay. And put in there whatever you want to put in there. Your 10 favorite products, $25 or less. Add one in that's a little bit more generous. Okay. I had $18,000 in sales in February. Like, I don't care if I'm giving away a rock. I'll totally do that. Okay. All right. So that's the 12 gifts of Christmas. 60% off post. Just post randomly in your VIP group or on your page and just say, what would you love to have from Pampered Chef for 60% off? Right now is the time to do that, because all they have to do is collect 3 to 4 orders and they can get whatever they want for 60% off. And by the way, if you've posted that in parties, you're going to go back into all your past parties and look at that post now. Even go back to, I don't care, go back to November, December, October, whatever. Go pull up those posts and find them and message those people who commented and say, guess what? I would love to do a party for you right now because you can get that cookware set for 60% off. It's $172. Okay. So the 60% off is powerful. This is how our organization is getting parties from parties. We are messaging every single person, every single guest who joins a party, whether or not they order. Okay. Now, you can't do this. You can't do all your past parties all the same day because you're messaging people that you're not friends with. Okay. But the wording, and I believe it originally came from Stephen Joseph. We've tweaked it a little bit. It just says something along the lines of, hey, thank you for joining Nancy's party. You've been such a fun party guest. I wanted to let you know that Nancy is only one booking away from getting a fabulous bonus gift from me. What are your thoughts on hosting in the next whatever, to help her earn this prize? I would love to surprise Nancy with this news. Okay. Now, probably 90% of the people that we're messaging are not even getting back to us. Okay. But that's okay, because the 10% that are, some of them are booking parties, and these are people who didn't even order on a party. Okay. That's been huge. Text every person who orders or message them, whatever. That's a great way to get parties. Challenge your host to find 3 to 5 bookings. Now, we all know that your host is going to get 40% off at each party that's booked from hers. She's going to get $50 credit once the third party that's booked closes. You can up that and say, find me 5 bookings and I'll give you XYZ. Some people are throwing in, I think Cami Cruz is throwing in like the stainless steel mixing bowl set if her host finds her 5 bookings. That's genius, right? Like, her host is doing the work for her. And then, message every Facebook friend. Like, this is a numbers game, and just decide that you are going to ask everyone. And if it's awkward, like, we all have those chicken list people that we just don't want to ask. Here's a really good tip that I heard for that. Ask them for a referral and just say, hey, Sherry, I know I'm with Pampered Chef. I decided I was going to ask every single one of my Facebook friends. But personal friends are a little bit different. So I want to ask you if you know of anybody that might enjoy hosting a party. Okay. And very often that friend might say something like, you know what, I would love to host a party. Go live and post about your goal. Now, this is only something that I do maybe once a year, once every 6 months. If I'm going for excellence in sales, or trying to earn a trip, and I'm only like, I don't know, $700 away, I will go live and I will just talk to my Facebook friends like they're sitting in my kitchen and just say, I'm $700 away from a huge goal. And then update them as to where you are. Okay. So you can do giveaways with that, whatever. People do like to help, as long as you're not like asking for help all the time. Okay. This business is a numbers game. So for every 10 people that you ask, normally you'll get about 1 booking. It varies a lot, person to person, but that's about the average. That means if you just asked 3 people a day, 5 days a week, you'll add 6 bookings per month to your calendar. Now, keep that up and you will find exponential growth and reach every goal you have for yourself. All right, so that's all I got. Any questions or anything I need to clarify?
Holy crow, that was outstanding. Absolutely amazing. And so simple when you boil it down to those 3 like areas, the mindset, the habit, and the skill. And you're absolutely right. If you think you can't, you can't.
Exactly.
If
It's
you
like a
think you
self-fulfilling
can,
prophecy.
you can.
Yep.
Awesome job, Gretchen. Absolutely amazing. It's easy to see why you're so successful and have an $18,000 months, 55 bookings, and 19 recruits in 3 months' time. That's outstanding.
Well, thank you. And, and I know there's lots of other booking ideas out there. So many people are so willing to share. And that's one of the things I'm so thankful about with Pampered Chef. So I encourage you to still look for the ideas, but address the issue of your belief first and foremost.
That is one thing nobody can do for you. You've got to do that all on your own. And it's so much, like you said, it's the foundation. It's the foundation to build upon. And if that foundation isn't solid, whatever you build is going to be shaky.
Yep.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh, Gretchen. Thank you very much for taking your time and sharing your expertise with us. It was absolutely perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. My pleasure.